I started in the 60s. There was a very popular Back to the Earth movement at that time. Hi, my name is Saundra Reiner. I'm a potter and painter and a sculptor, and I've been at it for 55 years. I have tried many different techniques in that period of time. Lots of success and some failures, but it's been a work of pleasure. I work in both stoneware, which is a brown clay, and porcelain, which is a white clay. This is the white porcelain clay, and the first thing you have to do is wedge it to get out the air bubbles. Air bubbles in your clay will cause it to explode in the kiln, but the idea is to just move it around. The interior is softer than the exterior. So I come over to my wheel, which is this lovely beast. It's all cleaned thoroughly, so I could start with either porcelain or stoneware. If I'm using a porcelain, I fit a bat on, throw the pot, wire it off. From here, it dries slowly, one hopes. From there, it goes to the kiln. Large kiln for large pieces. Smaller kiln, it goes to about 1200 degrees. And then I can dip it in the glaze buckets. I work in a white glaze generally, which has an eggshell finish, but it has a matte look. It stands up. This is painted on after I have bisque fired it and dipped it in the glaze, and then I paint on top of the glaze. That's called overglaze painting. And then the gold highlights, 22 karat gold. I was lucky enough to get several sets of metal print from my late brother-in-law, who worked as a printer. And so I have a variety of fonts that I can use to make little things. This is a garden marker, and you stick it in your garden, and you can identify things as they come up. This is a recent vase, the idea being that this might be something you would find in the meadow somewhere, and when you fill it with flowers, and you might see a little bunny or a fox peeking through. This is a teapot that can also be found at Scugog Arts. This is an interesting technique. I have dyed my white clay blue, and then I layer it with the white porcelain. So I have these ribbons, and here they're coiled, here they're straight, but they go right through. This is where you have a large hunk of your white clay, and you put some blue clay on top of it, and you wedge it all up, and you get a kind of a marbly looking thing. And then when you throw on the wheel, you get this marbleized look. And this is part of a series that I'm working on. I made 6 figures. I have a previous life as a conservator in the Bata Shoe Museum, so I'm quite fascinated with footwear. So I made a series called Women in Suitable Footwear. I started in the 60s. There was a very popular Back to the Earth movement at that time. There were hippies everywhere, and the counterculture, drop out, drop in, whatever it was at the time. And there was a big resurgence of craft at the time. Everybody was either weaving or making pottery or whatever. It was all very popular. And I was completely intrigued by it, and decided to make pottery because I couldn't afford to buy the pottery I liked. So, and I have found 55 years later that what it's cost me to make pottery, I probably would have been better off just to buy whatever I wanted at the time, but it really has been a pleasure. And I'm inspired by almost everything I see. Other people's work inspires me. Art, visual art inspires me. Combinations of color inspire me. Need inspire me. I like things that are functional and tend to be beautiful. I'm a great follower of William Morris, and that part of the arts and crafts movement where they believed everything should be a beautiful thing to use, as well as a little knick-knack you put on a shelf. So I like the functionality and the beauty and joy that you find in using beautiful things.